This is Daryl from Crypto Daily Trade Signals coming to you live from Asia, guys. This is our morning drive time update here in Asia. Well, you know, it's Friday, and are we going to see a big pump it up weekend, or are we going to see a huge big dump coming in? Are the markets going to take a second tank down? Are we going down? Are we going up? We're going to try to answer that question and more in this video. We're going to talk about, we're going to look at some of the on-chain data. We're going to look at the sentiment analysis, and we're going to try to determine if the markets are going up or are we going down. Could we see Bitcoin going down to 38,000, retesting and testing a major support level? We're going to talk about Doge. We're seeing Doge. There's a huge descending triangle on the 4-hour chart. And could this mean that we're going to be breaking out to the upside this weekend, or are we going to go down, down? So we need to talk about that. We're also going to talk about, we've got this recurring buy option that Robinhood has just turned on. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about MasterCard. We're going to talk about Gary Gensler and the SEC. And then also, too, we're going to talk about, should you be taking profits now? Should you be taking profits? Are the markets going to leg down? So we're going to talk about that. And if it's a little bit windy, I'm sorry, I'm outside, but, it's windy. So remember, this video is about you, it's about me, and this video is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. This is the only crypto channel on the interwebs that brings you the up-to-date news, brings you the price action, and we're going to have some fun doing it. So if you likey, smash the likes, subscribe, wibey, do that right now. And remember, don't be an armchair investor. You guys need to wake up. Stop following the crowd. Stop FOMOing at the top. I mean, people are talking about Phantom. Phantom's gone up 500%, and people are saying, oh, let's get into it. Guys, don't FOMO in at the top. Also, Solana as well. Don't FOMO in the top. Wait for the dips. Wait for the dips on Solana, Phantom, Algorand. Wait for the dips and then buy on the dips, guys. We can hear the Doge dog in the background barking away. Woof, woof, woof. So, who let the Doge out? So, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this show. Remember, watch this video to the end. It's really important. So, guys, with that being said, let's get into the content. Yeah, watch out for nice scammers. All right, guys. So, remember, do go back and watch some of the other videos. We got some amazing video. We got this Dogecoin warning. This is also a little bit talking about the SEC and the potential dumps coming. So let's jump into it. So we've got this, market crash. Good news or bad news first. So, where do we go from here, guys? Everybody saw this whole market crash yesterday, and it's about where do we go from here. So, I've seen some TA that support 38,000 dollars for Bitcoin, and I've also seen a flood of people are starting to tweet out buy the dip. So does that mean that the markets are going up, or does that mean the markets are going down? So this dump had some really positive effects, because what happened is the dumps were able to weed out some of the weaker hands. So we've seen a lot of weak hands been shaken out, guys, and they're out of there. And the whole dump, it was really about shaking out the weak hands, and you can see that the hodlers and the hardcore investors are still in it to win it. So starting with network data, yesterday's dump has left some signs of weak hand shakeout, which is positive. And I think that shaking out the weak hands is really positive. For instance, Ethereum's exchange flow balance has surged alongside the price drop, pointing to a strong movement of ETH from individual addresses to known exchange wallet potential sell pressure. So we have seen that there was a spike in the number of individual addresses and the movement of those Ethereum into exchange wallets. So that could also be sell pressure, meaning that a lot of people are having some fear and doubt right now, and they've moved a lot of their individual Ethereum to exchange wallets. So that could be preempting for a big sell on Ethereum. So could that mean that the markets are going to dump? At this point, we don't know. And that's what's the most scariest part, is we really don't know in this transitional phase, are the markets going to dump? Are the markets going to pump? So we're kind of at this precipice right now. It's a slippery slope. Where do we go from here? So in a similar vein, you can see the data here. In a similar vein, the Bitcoin net realized profit has dropped to a 2-month low yesterday, suggesting that some holders may be moving and selling their bags at a loss. We have seen similar capitulation dips around several local bottoms for BTC during May and June correction. So what that means is that we're seeing that some people, they've got jittery, they've got scared, and they're starting to move their Bitcoin onto exchanges and selling at a loss. and these people are doing that because they think that the markets are going to dump and the markets are going to crash. So we're seeing that both in Ethereum, that individual moving to exchanges, and we're also seeing that for Bitcoin. This is not a good sign. This is generally a negative sign, and this often indicates a downward selling pressure, and this could take us down to 38K, and we could see Ethereum going down to 28. So this is a negative sign, guys. So on another notable on-chain spike was the average Bitcoin, the Ethereum fees, which rose to their second highest ever. So this is also contradictive of the other information I just gave you, because typically when we have a spike in Ethereum fees, and I was covering in the other videos, and we saw that Ethereum fees some days was like over $100 to send an ERC token. So we can see that the fees absolutely spike. So fee spikes are a potential bottom indicator back in March, as they may be prompted by panic sells and paper hands capitulation, which is assuming enough by the dip pressure ends up making the interim bottom. So was the crash yesterday, was the big flash crash, was that the bottom? So if we look at the fee structure for Ethereum, that having the second highest fee since March, that indicates technically that this was the bottom. So we have contraindicative data. Some are saying no, that we're going to go down, and then some data saying that the bottom is here, we're going up. So this is the nature of the crypto markets, right? So if we look on the social side of things, this is a bit more disconnecting. This is also more disconnecting. However, as you can see, using our social trends tool, mentions buy the dip together have soared, with the correction suggesting more bullish bias among retail investors. So you can see that the term or the tweet buy the dip, you can see that there's a huge spike. There's a huge spike in social sentiment on the words buy the dip, buy the dip. So this is indicating that the retail investors are not scared. They're very bullish, and they're buying the dip. So in line with this, we're also seeing that an uptick in the average social sentiment towards Bitcoin-based messages collected by our service. So also we're seeing that the number of social sentiment and the messages for Bitcoin are also up. So we're getting a lot of mixed messages here. So on the whole, it seems like there's a fair bit of post-dump excitement on retail side, which could prove to be an issue in the short term. Just look at the previous spikes in buy the dip calls, and you'll notice that they often came early, and like back in April and May respectively, and then tend to be accompanied by a big leg down before the crowd finally is proven right. So it seems that this whole euphoria of buy the dips, and all of this social sentiment, this could just be chasing the tail, dead cat bounce, because it's really hard for me to tell you right now based on it. Are we going down? Are we going up? I think it's really a mixed bag. I mean, I tend to lean towards the more optimistic approach, and I believe that this is a bottom. That we have this flash crash as basically we've hit bottom, and we should start to recover soon, slowly. And I believe that September, it's going to be very, very turbulent, and I believe that in September that Bitcoin is going to close around about $43,000, and then in October we should start approaching our $60,000 levels, and Ethereum should be at around $5,000 to $6,000 level in October, and then in November we should start to see $75,000 Bitcoin, and hopefully we should see $8,000 to $9,000 for Ethereum. And then from the Doge perspective, I think that pretty much for September we're going to see Doge probably straight line between 22 cents and 25 cents for the most part, and in October hopefully we should be able to see Doge back up to 35, and then in November we should get ourselves up to 55, 60 cents, and then in December we should hit all-time highs and get ourselves closer. That's the way I'm kind of calling it. So, but you can see that the on-chain data right now is pretty much mixed right now. So let's jump into some more other news before we jump into TA. So MasterCard acquires crypto tracking firm CipherTrace. So what CipherTrace does is basically it's a blockchain analysis tool, and what it does is it tracks transactions, and it's looking for fraudulent transactions, money laundering and nefarious transactions. So I think the key takeaway here is that MasterCard is reaching out and acquires a crypto tracing firm, meaning that MasterCard is still going to start to heavily engage in crypto. And I think that there's going to be worldwide adoption and rollout where people who have MasterCard are going to have the absolute option to either pay with fiat or pay with crypto. So I think that in the future we're going to see all credit cards linked to fiat or crypto, and that's the way I see that. And this is kind of an indicator of that as well. So some other news is we got SEC versus Coinbase, and then Alex from Celsius. And Celsius, basically, they're one of the first pioneering companies, and what they did is they offer APY when you they offer interest on your crypto. So you park your crypto with Celsius, and then you get APY. And you know that the SEC, they're going after Coinbase in a huge way, and the SEC, they're going nuts now. They want to control the crypto, and what they're doing is they're wanting to control the crypto, but without any clear regulation. So what they want to do is they want litigation and regulation to come out through litigation, and that's not the way things work. Regulation should be transparent from the get-go. So what's really weird is that Coinbase wants to do what Celsius has been doing, what BlockFi has been doing, and a lot of exchanges are also doing that as well, right? Staking. When this is called staking, when you stake your coins, you get interest. So Binance, Hubei, FTX, a lot of the major exchanges are doing staking. Celsius doing a staking, as I said, BlockFi is doing staking. So why is it suddenly that it's okay for everyone else to do it, but Coinbase is not? And I think what the SEC is probably doing is they want to go to town on Coinbase and get a judge to decide what the law is, and then apply that across the board. So this could ultimately affect Celsius. It could affect all the staking out there on the centralized exchanges. So what Alex says, I think we're going through some murky waters right now, and we need to get clarity, and it's going to take a bit of time before we get the rules out and we can start running faster. So there's a lack of clarity by the SEC, because I really think that they don't quite understand it. But what really upsets me is Gary Gensler in the house. He has a good blockchain background, so I don't know why Gary is doing this. So I don't know. And it just seems that the SEC wants to protect the dollar from deflation. They want to protect the established banks, and it's about cronyism and it's pay to play. We got Yellen the felon. We got the angry granny in the house. So let's see how this unfolds. I think they're just running scared right now from the crypto revolution. That's right in front of us, guys. So if you guys believe that the crypto revolution is here, it's here to stay, you got to be in it to win it. Smash the likes right now, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. So some other news that's happening right now is you guys also have to understand when to take profits, guys. Remember, it's one of the hardest things to do is when a coin is going up, like Solana, for example, it's going to the moon. At some point, you need to take profits. And it's really hard for us to take profits, and you guys just want to ride that thing up to the moon. So, guys, you need to take a very mature approach to investing and not trading. Do not trade. I had some of my members ask me today, should I margin trade? No, don't margin trade. Don't leverage trade. That's trading is bad. You want to be an investor. Investor is you buy the dips, dollar cost average, hodl, and wait for life-changing wealth, and it's less stressful. You don't want to sit in front of your PC terminal day in, day out and watching the 15-minute charts. Don't do it. You will get wrecked. If you're trading, less than 10% of traders make good money. Most other traders, and particularly if you're just new to this space and you're margin and leveraging trading, dumb. Don't do it, guys. It's bad, but it's bad. Don't do it. All right, guys. So remember to take profits at some point. And a good rule of thumb is, if you have a good rule of thumb is take your initial investment out. Always do that. If you're seeing 100%, 200, 300% profit, take your initial investment out, put those coins on the sidelines in stable coins, and then wait for a bear market and buy back in, or switch to another project. Because once you've taken your initial investment out, guys, then the money that you've left in is basically, I call it mad money. If you lose it, you don't care, because it's mad money. And then remember, always take profits, guys. Take profits, and taking profits is really hard. I know that, guys. So let's jump into some of the charts right now. and then we're going to talk about fear and greed and what that's all about. So right now we can see that Bitcoin right now is trading at $47,497, and right now we just have to be patient and see how this plays out. So we have this $47,000 resistance level that's now become support, and we just need to keep an eye on Bitcoin because right now we're kind of forming an inverse bear flag here. It's kind of the opposite of a bull flag, and this is a pretty bearish structure here. So let's see how things play out, guys, and let's just keep an eye on things. If Bitcoin cannot stay above 47,000, we could definitely be breaking down to our $38,000, $37,000 support level, as I talked about. So you guys just need to watch it right now. I mean, I'm really hoping that this weekend we can take ourselves back up to $49,000 area. Then that'll be confirmation that we're going to continue moving up. So we just have to keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at the fear and greed right now. So fear and greed index has come up just slightly. It's 46. And in case you guys are wondering, what is fear and greed and what is it measuring? So basically the fear and greed index is measuring volatility. That's 25%. Volatility compares Bitcoin current volatility and its maximum drawdown. It's also measuring market momentum. Market momentum combines Bitcoin current market volume and market momentum and compares it to the average of the last 30 and 90 days. It's also measuring social media indicator user sentiment analysis. It's also measuring the dominance. It's also measuring the trends like Google Trends, what's in the search terms, and it's also surveys. So that's what's making up the fear and greed. I'll leave the link of this article in the description so you guys can read more about fear and greed later. So that's really good news. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Let's take a look at the fees first. Let me just give this a minute to refresh, get those fees out there. So the fees have come way down from where they were yesterday when they were like sky high, like insane in the membrane. And yesterday the fees were like one of the highest fees ever for a very long time. So often when the fees go very high, this indicates a bottom, and it's typically a bullish indicator. But we saw previously we have a lot of indicators that we have people moving their Bitcoin and Ethereum back onto exchanges, and that's typically a sign that people are going to start selling. So this is really, we're getting some indicators saying we're going bullish and some indicators saying that they're going bearish. So it's kind of a mixed bag right now, and it's anybody's guess where we're going. I tend to be more optimistic, and I think we're going to go up. So let's take a look at Ethereum. So finally, Ethereum is painting a positive candle. I mean, we haven't gone up really that much, and we're almost at $3,500. So it's looking a little bit better, guys, than where we were a couple days ago. So hopefully we can continue this momentum over the weekend, and we can have a green weekend, and we can have a pump it up weekend, guys. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Cardano in the house. Cardano is also coming up, but it still can't break past my $2.58 level. So that's providing some really overhead resistance. So what's the deal with Cardano? Are we going to be buy the rumor, sell the news? Because we're getting pretty close to those smart contracts coming out. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I mean, typically in this market, it's typically sell the news, guys. So if we do get a sell the news thing happening for Cardano, we could go down to around about $2.15. So that's not looking pretty good. But let's see. But I really believe that this whole smart contracts upgrade is a momentous occasion, and I'm really hoping that we can ride a wave, and this will take us higher and higher. All right, guys. So let's take a look at Algorand in the house. Let me just adjust that for you. So you can see Algorand. It's had a huge pullback from its all-time high. So this is probably profit taking. Remember, a lot of retail investors, they FOMO in at the top, and they've been taking profits. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of a dippity dip, a little bit of a slippy slip in Algorand. So really, there's nothing momentous to say. Algorand hit a high of $2.48, and now it's trading at around about $2.16. So it's given back. A little bit, but not too much. So hopefully we can get a turnaround on Algorand. I'm not going to cover that much. This is kind of in there as a segue. And let's take a look at Solana in the house. So Solana right now, yesterday we had gone and hit an all-time high of $221. We've given back some territory right now. We've given back about $31, and we're trading at $1.90. And I think this was, whenever you see us hitting all-time highs, you always see a good wick down because people are profit taking. And I think that, we have this resistance at 200. I think we're going to get back up to 200 here today in Asia. And then I think that my next target for Solana, we should be looking around about $250 area. I think that would be a reasonably good target, and I think we can hit that pretty soon. Let me just draw a horizontal line there, turn that baby red. So that would be my next target. I put that in yellow as a target. So it's looking pretty good overall for Solana. I still think that a $500 Solana is definitely incoming. And some other news that's coming out, Doge cost averaging, Robinhood rolls out free recurring crypto buy feature. So what this will allow you to do is it allow you to program in Robinhood recurring buy feature. So it does it automatically. And this retail platform is rolling out a new feature, crypto investment feature, for users who want a dollar cost average, or DCA. Given Doge accounts for 62% of Robinhood's crypto services revenue, the move could result in a steady stream of small buyers in the meme coin. And also, too, if you do this, it's waiving the fees. So you can do it on multiple crypto assets. You can do it daily, weekly, bi-weekly, on a monthly basis, and also the fees are being waived for this as well. So this is a good call for Robinhood, and this will allow you to automatically dollar cost average, guys. So let's take a look at the Doge right now on the 4-hour chart. So you can see here that on the 4-hour chart we had this huge descending triangle that started way back in the middle of August, and it goes all the way down here. So this is a bullish indicator. We were looking pretty good. We were looking pretty good here in the 2nd of September. We started moving out. We created this kind of cup and handle pattern, and this was really bullish because we had broken outside of this descending triangle, forming cup and handle, and we were preparing to actually go up to the next level. But we had this flash crash, which was pure manipulation. In my belief, it was the leverage longs got wiped out. They hit the max pain level. I think there was a coordinated effort, but with exchanges, because a lot of exchanges actually, were not allowing people to buy the dips. Also, we had, I think the IMF in the background, and it's all kind of weird, and that this was all coordinated, and it all happened on the day that El Salvador legally accepts Bitcoin to be legal tender. So it's just kind of weird that it all culminated on the same day. So I don't believe it's a coincidence. I believe that there was some manipulation in the background to drive fear and FUD into the markets, and get the retail investors to shake out the retail investors so the whales could buy your coins cheap. So stop feeding whales, guys. So with that being said, you can see that right now that Dogecoin is at 25.69, and we're still above this support level here of 25.5, and hopefully we can continue to the upside and break out of this descending triangle, and then hopefully try to retest 28 cents. So let's see how that how Dogecoin performs over the weekend. I'm thinking, it's right now it's looking bullish. It's a nice little candle. But the volumes are light right now for Dogecoin. So let's keep an eye on that. I'm kind of like 50-50. We're going to go up, go down. I think we're probably going to go sideways for a while because Doge likes to do that. Whenever Doge has a huge breakout or a huge dump, it tends to go sideways for a while, picks up some speed, and then starts to take off. So let's take a look at that. And with that being said, guys, let's take a look at the on-chain data. Let's just jump into this really quick. This is just a quick article about Cardano smart contracts. A lot of people are saying, will Cardano smart contracts upgrade trigger sell the news event? Well, I really think I'm kind of leading to a big sell-off or a big dump when the smart contracts come out. Before I was not thinking that because we saw a lot of momentum, a lot of growth in the Cardano price, and I thought that we were going to go full steam ahead. But there's been a lot of FUD and this and that, and I think with this whole flash crash, I think people a little bit leery and jittery. So hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully that when Cardano does announce smart contracts, that we'll actually go up to the upside. But be prepared for some downward pressure and downward trend, guys. So let's jump into the markets right now. You can see that the total market cap right now is 2.20 trillion. So we're picking up again. You know, we were about 2.2, and so we're coming back again. So hopefully we can get back up to 2.4 really soon. But the volumes are huge, guys. 113.22 billion. That's huge. And my dominance is at 40 cents. Let's take a look at the broader markets overall. And right now we can see that Bitcoin is up 1.8%, and that's at that's 46,952. So I think we're going to break through 47,000 on the aggregate exchanges here. Ethereum is at $3,500 and 33,504, so that's up a little bit. ADA is up 5.5%, so that's 2.58. Also, BNB is up 5%, and that's $437. Solana is down. I think people have been taking profits, and that's down almost 8.51%. So Solana is doing the opposite, right? When Bitcoin is dumping, Solana is going up. When Bitcoin is up, it's going down. So we're seeing overall the markets are green right now. I mean, it's not a huge rocket ride to the upside, but it's a slow meandering, and you know, things are coming back to normal. And right now, Doge is at 25.7, and that's a really good place to be. Hopefully, we can continue moving on up, and that's at 1.28%, guys. And then DOT is up, Uni's up, Link is up, Luna is up. Guys, take a look at Luna. I think Luna's got a lot of gas in the tank, and we could expect some big things happening really soon for Luna. There's a big upgrade that's coming out in September, so keep an eye on that. And I did send a link in the VIP and the super members chat on WhatsApp. Read all about that, and I think that's definitely a good indicator that it's maybe time to pick up some Luna. This is not financial advice. OG portfolio in the house. Remember, this portfolio is for educational purposes only, and if you choose to copy any part of this portfolio, do its own risk. And remember, this is really important that if you look at this, this is a proof of concept for this channel. We created this portfolio on July 2nd. So despite the ups and downs and all the turbulence, you can see that our portfolio is still up 60%, guys. So this is proof that all of our picks are working out perfectly and wonderfully, and right now our total portfolio balance is $8,033, and we start off with 5,000, so it's not too shabby, and we're up $440 in the last 24 hours. So not bad, guys. We're showing over $3,000 worth of profit despite this turbulence in this topsy-turvy time. So you guys should be pretty excited about that. So hopefully you've been following along with this portfolio, and those of you that are in the green, congratulations. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter if you're not getting the YouTube notifications, and it seems to be happening. It seems that 30 to 40% of you are not getting notifications. If that's happening, turn off the bell notification and then turn it back on, and that should fix the problem. And you can always follow me on Twitter. We have daily updates. We have some fun stuff. If you want to communicate with me, go to Twitter, do that, and you also get notifications when new videos come out because I post them there as well. And with that being said, smash the like, subscribe, BYB. You know you want it. Get it. And go to the description of every video. I've got a whole bunch of links down there. I've got become a Patreon member, buy the channel coffee, all the membership, become a channel member, all the channel memberships, all the patrons, all the coffee, all goes to charity. I've got my link to my NFT collection. Check out the NFT collections. Check it while it's hot. Get it. You know you want it. And also too, I've got some platforms. These are the platforms that I like and I use. And if you use these links, you get a sign-up bonus. So definitely try that. You get some sign-up bonus. Who wouldn't want a sign-up bonus, guys? So check it out, guys. And with that being said, check out my merch. We got t-shirts, we got hats, we got hoodies, we got pajamas. Go check out the merch. And guys, get the mug. Buy the mug, guys. You got to get the mug because the coffee tastes much better in the mug. So guys, with that being said, I just want to say God bless each and every one of you. Love you guys to death. I'm working for you. Go with God. Be with God. And woo, let's get it, guys.